Hi, this is Elizabeth Allen. Thank you so much for joining me this week on the Economy of One channel. We are with my partner, Frank Bonura. Hello, Frank.
Hello.
And we are talking about corporate culture and why it is so important. Now, you may think you know everything that there's ever been to be explained about corporate culture, but we're going to add a totally new twist to it today because we're going to address it from you, the job seeker. Why is this important to you? I mean, we all know why it's important to corporations, but why is it important to you? Today, we're going to be talking about the idea that corporate culture means many different things to many different people. So to settle this question once and for all, I'd like to toss that question to Frank. How do you define corporate culture, Frank?
Corporate culture, when it comes to considering a transition career-wise, through Economy of One, we talk about my story or a client's story. The top of the list is culture, because at the end of the day, if people don't get along, nothing else matters. So when looking at an organization, a company is made up of people, and therefore the company itself has a personality. As an individual that's considering an opportunity, a career with that organization, you need to really understand and feel comfortable with you as an individual, how well you map to that personality or that company's culture. You need to also understand that you have a global culture within most companies, but each department has its own culture. So there's many little disparate,
Right.
that's the right word, cultures running around in an organization. And you need to understand what's important to you, your values, which you talk a lot about, Elizabeth. What do you value personally? What do you value professionally? And determining throughout the interviewing process how that company best maps to you. How do you map to them? And really digging deep into the company, the leadership. What do you know about them personally? What are they posting out there on social media? Through the interviewing process, also, you want to listen to your heart, listen to that voice in your head, because if you feel uncomfortable in that environment, there's probably a good reason for it. You just don't know what it is. And very often you can't really put your finger on it, but there's a reason you feel uncomfortable and you don't want to ignore that. Know this: if you do not align, you don't really map to their culture. If people don't like each other, nothing else matters. I don't care how much money you're making, how great, how talented you are when it comes to the company. If those things aren't working together, if the culture and your style doesn't really connect, it's just simply not going to work over time.
That's an excellent point, Frank. And I would just add to it in conclusion that if you are coming out of a bad situation and you are panicking because you feel like you need another job, you need it fast for whatever reason, take the time to slow down and really ask yourself, what was it about the bad situation that I didn't like? Very few people take the time to unpack culturally what was working, what was not working, so that you don't take the junk in the trunk into your next hire. You know what to look for because you've decided what you didn't like. That's as much or almost more important sometimes than knowing what you do want, is knowing what you don't want.
Yeah, companies have a mission statement. Have your personal mission statement. See
Yes.
how they fit. It's huge. It's the most important question to gain clarity around that you can consider during a transition, and considering to go to work someplace. Because again, I know I repeat myself when it comes to this, but it's so important. If people don't like each other, trust each other, respect each other, nothing else matters. It will not work.
Great. Well said. Thank you so much, Frank. Thank you for being with us today. Please subscribe to the Economy of One channel. Again, thank you. Thank you, Frank.
You bet.